Good evening, everybody. So, once again, I am back at Pyramid Services Facebook page, sitting in the head office of Pyramid Services. Another Facebook Live, another opportunity for all of you to interact with few of the renowned individuals who work with one of the big names of Germany, that's Aachen University, Germany, which is a UK extension campus in Germany. And I have Assistant Director, Arden University, Gitanjali Rana, and I have Associate Director, Mr. Rishi, with me right now on a Facebook Live. They are going to talk about few of the aspects related to the university and also related to the current scenario that how Germany is doing right now. We all hear in the news, but it's always great to hear from the ones who are living over there, who are working with the German institution. So, welcome Gitanjali, welcome Rishi. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule and joining me for this Facebook Live. Before I start interacting with you two, I'll just give a small message to the students who are watching us. So, dear students and the parents who are watching this Facebook Live right now, sometimes it's little difficult to answer your queries on live. So, what I would request you to do is put your questions in the chat box in the comment section of this live. Our team is sitting right at the system. Every question would be answered within a fraction of a second from our team, our experts, our counselors in Germany who promote the university, who has been promoting the university really well. So once again, thank you for joining in and welcome Gitanjali and Rishi. So before I start my questions, before I start my interview, I would really like to know how are you guys doing? How are things right now in Germany and Gitanjali, like you are in Mumbai right now? How are things over there? Over to you, Gitanjali.
Thank you, Aman. Thank you again for giving us this opportunity to come live and talk to your students and answer a few queries that they have. Bombay, things are fine now. Mumbai is not in lockdown any longer. But yes, rains are troubling us. But we are
Oh
just
yeah.
trying to survive. Yes. Rest. I think the situation is under control. Things are fine. Life is back to normal. Except for malls and restaurants, rest everything is open. So it's more or less the same life.
That's great. That's great to hear. And how are things in Germany, Rishi? How are you doing?
Very good, very good. Thanks, Aman. It's always good to do a Facebook Live session. We've been doing a few of these over the last few months, thanks to the new reality that we now live in. I think we have met each other in February, and things since then things have really, to be fair, it's gone really well. Even during this obvious pandemic, Germany has come out really strongly. So for us during the pandemic, our number of students, the number of interested applicants have actually gone up than it was last year when there was no pandemic.
Wow.
So clearly, not just it's not just a credit to the university and the representatives, but also a credit to Germany because they've managed the situation really well. I'm based in Berlin myself, so for us here, things are really more or less back to normal. Yes, there are some restrictions here and there, like wearing masks on public transport, but healthcare is completely fine. Malls, restaurants, everything is open. People are able to travel. So many of my friends are now traveling within Europe, holidays. A lot of our students are traveling next week and the following week to Germany actually because we have all our major intakes coming up from the beginning of September onwards. So it's a very busy time, but also a very exciting time. So I guess if you were to ask me how I am, busy, but it's fulfilling because things are opening up again. Borders are no longer closed.
That's great to hear, and I'm happy to know that things are getting better in Germany. I believe you would like to share a presentation also.
Hi everyone, my name is Gitanjali Rana. I am the Associate Director at Arden
Hello.
University Berlin campus. I have been working with Arden University for 3 years now. So today we are going to talk about Arden University, where we started, the programs that we have at the campus, and the services and support that we provide to the students. So to start with, first of all, Arden University is a UK university. We started our operations, we started our programs and everything in UK around 50 years ago, and we have come a long way from there. Now we have multiple campuses in UK and another campus in Germany in Berlin city. So today we are only going to talk about the Berlin campus, studying in Germany, what Germany as a country has to offer to students, and also about the programs, their eligibility criteria, the intakes, and the visa opportunities. I'm going to talk about the services that we have for students on campus. So all students on campus, they receive free German language classes. So students don't have to worry about कि German आती नहीं है, हम Germany जाके क्या करेंगे, उसका कोई problem नहीं नहीं है, because students, one, you study in English language, the entire program is in English language. German आप side by side साथ में सीख सकते हैं, वो classes आपको campus पे provide होती है, तो आपको German पहले से सीख के आना mandatory नहीं है. Second, students do not have to write IELTS. IELTS mandatory नहीं है. अगर आपने आइल्स एग्जाम दिया हुआ है तो आप अपना स्कोर शेयर कर सकते हैं. अगर आइल्स नहीं दिया है तो आप अपने ग्रेजुएशन या 12th आपने अगर इंग्लिश में की है उसके बेसिस पे आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. सो ऑल यू हैव टू केयर अबाउट इज कि आपके 10th और 12th में 50% स्कोर्स हैं और आपके पास आपके स्कूल से मीडियम ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन का लेटर है. ये दो चीजों के बेसिस पे आपका एडमिशन आराम से हो सकता है. कौन कौन से प्रोग्राम्स अवेलेबल है उस पे विल मूव इन अ वाइट. ठीक है. आर्डन यूनिवर्सिटी, वन, I'll repeat, we are a UK university. We teach in English. English is the medium of instruction, is the language of all your exams. At our campus also, we started 30 years ago. We have a long legacy of teaching students. We have had more than 50,000 students who have cleared out from our various programs at UK campuses, and we have had around 12, 13 batches that have passed out, that have cleared their exams at the Berlin campus. If you look at our rankings on student satisfaction, we are on a 4.3 out of 5. Plus, if we talk about the kind of companies that come on campus, the kind of placement services we have for students. So we have Amazon, which is around 2 blocks away from the campus. We have Cisco, we have Salesforce, we have so many other startups around the campus that gives you an opportunity to go and look for a job. Berlin, अगर आपने पिछले कुछ दिनों में या पिछले 1-1.5 साल से अगर न्यूज़ फॉलो की है या आपने आर्टिकल्स पढ़े हैं, you would know that Berlin, one, is a student city. 90% people understand English, so you don't have to worry about speaking German. Plus, we are a startup capital. इतने सारे startups हैं बर्लिन सिटी में. आपके पास किसी भी तरह की अगर स्किल्स है, आपको अगर कोडिंग आती है, आपको मार्केटिंग आती है, या आप मार्केटिंग पढ़ रहे हैं, या आप कस्टमर सर्विस में जाना चाहते हैं, हर तरह की जॉब्स अवेलेबल है. आपकी तरफ से सिर्फ एक एफर्ट चाहिए कि आप स्टूडेंट सर्विस सेंटर पे आए, हमारे साथ बैठे. लेट अस वर्क ऑन योर सीवी, सो वी विल हेल्प यू इन मेकिंग अ सीवी व्हिच इज वेरी वेरी जर्मन ओरिएंटेड. वी विल मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड द इंटरव्यू प्रोसेसेस फॉर जर्मन कंपनीज. वी वुड प्रैक्टिस इंटरव्यूज विद यू. तो आप हमारे साथ बैठ के इंटरव्यू प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं. इंटरव्यू प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, अपना सीवी बनाइए, अपने स्किल्स को जर्मन स्टैंडर्ड्स के हिसाब से कैसे लिस्ट करना है ऑन योर सीवी वो कीजिए. एंड वंस यू हैव डन ऑल ऑफ दिस, एवरी वीक और एवरी 15 days there is a company or the other there are companies which keep visiting our campus. Meet them, give their interviews, and we will also inform you in advance that these companies are coming, these are the kinds of jobs they have to offer, these are the salary packages that they have, and these are the skills they are looking for. And if your skills match their requirements, come give the interviews. We'll give you all the support, but the effort has to come from you. आपको effort करना पड़ेगा at least कि you come, you practice, and you give your interviews. Okay, that is what I have to talk about in terms of student services. Apart from that, once you come to campus, we give you support in terms of to find accommodation. तो आपको कोई ना कोई help करेगा to get accommodation. आपको college के आसपास में accommodation चाहिए या college से half an hour की दूरी पे भी अगर accommodation चाहिए, क्या क्या availability है, single room apartments, shared apartments, hostels, all of that is taken care of. We have a team, we have students who help you out in doing all of that. Another thing is you do not have to worry about paying the entire fee in one go. आप fees को part payments में भी pay कर सकते हैं, आप semester wise भी pay कर सकते हैं, आप monthly भी pay कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. सारे students, be it undergrad students, be it postgrad students, सारे students को work rights होते हैं. तो आप part time work भी कर सकते हैं और आप course खत्म करने के बाद आप सबको 18 months का stay back option मिलेगा. तो all students can work 120 full days or 240 half days in a year, or we call it 20 hours a week that you can work. After you finish your studies, you have the right to stay back in the country for 18 months. In that 18 months time, you work full time, earn money, and whatever money you have invested in your education, you can earn it back. So there is a high chance of return on investment. आपने जो भी invest किया अपने education में, आपके stay में, you can always earn it back. Now coming to programs. So if you can see my screen, these are the programs that we have on campus. So we have 6 undergrad programs. So BA in business, BA business marketing, human resource, tourism, healthcare. So all these programs, so BA business, HR, marketing, tourism, accounting and finance. So if you have looked at this list carefully, हर stream के बच्चे के लिए कोई ना कोई option है. If you are from a commerce background, आप business कर सकते हैं, BA business honors program, BA marketing, BA tourism. अगर आप medical background से, you can look at the BA honors healthcare management. If you are a commerce student with maths, you can look at the BSc honors degree in accounting and finance. Okay, so all these programs are for students who have 50% marks in their grade 12 and grade 10. So if you have scored 50% marks and above and you have studied in English language, you can apply to these programs, and everybody from every field has something or the other to choose from. ये सारे programs are 3 years duration programs. So आपको it's not like that you have to spend an extra year or you have to do a pre-university program या आपको foundation करना पड़ेगा. नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. If you have 50% scores and above, you can apply to any of these programs, and they are all 3 years programs. Okay, so 3-year program for all undergrad students. This is what you have. A fee for these programs is 8,000 euros per year, which is around 6.5 lakh rupees. It is not expensive. If I compare this fee to a lot of courses and programs available in US, UK, even Australia, this is on the cheaper side. It's not an expensive program to get into. Next intake is September and November. September के लिए थोड़ा सा late हो गया, अभी शायद नहीं हो पाएगा because visa, this and that will take time. So all of you can look at the November intake. We start the program mid of November, so you can come in for that program, join that program. Okay. Later on, I'll talk about if you want, we can give you a lot of information about हर program में क्या modules है क्या नहीं, वो आप website पे भी देख सकते हैं, या पूरी module information आपको पिरामिड के counselors भी email कर सकते हैं, या आप उनको phone करके भी पूछ सकते हैं. तो module wise in-depth details you can take it from maybe the counselors, or you can download it from the website. Okay, there is no application fee for the program, so you don't have to pay a fee for the application. So you can just mail, or you can just share your documents, your 10th, 12th ke documents with the counselors at Pyramid, and they'll give you the application form. You fill in the application form, sign the application form, and submit it with the documents. Extra documents में आपका passport लगेगा for a ID proof, आपके मार्कशीट्स लगेंगे, और आपका MOI लेटर लगेगा. LOR नहीं लगेगा, लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशंस नहीं चाहिए, IELTS स्कोर्स नहीं चाहिए, इंटरव्यू नहीं है कोई भी एक्स्ट्रा. तो आपको किसी एक्स्ट्रा चीज की प्रिपरेशन या किसी एक्स्ट्रा एग्जाम की जरूरत नहीं है. योर 10th and 12th is more than important. Okay, that will suffice all the requirements. Fine. Moving on to postgrad programs. Now I have 5 postgrad programs that you can look at. So MSc in data analytics, MSc in data analytics and marketing, MSc in engineering management, IT security, and project management. So all these 5 postgrad programs, all these MSc programs are 1 year in duration. They are not 2 years. They are only 1 year programs. Next intake is again September and November. The fee for the program is 15,000 euros. Students can apply who have 50% marks in their graduation. So अगर आपके graduation में या आपके engineering में 50% से ज़्यादा marks है तो आप apply कर सकते हैं. Gap year students can apply. Students with backlogs can apply. There is no age limit. If you are 25 years of age, or 35 or 45, even 55, we do not discriminate. We would look at your gap. We would see आपका CV में आपके पास क्या एक्सपीरियंस है, क्या काम कर रहे थे आप, कहाँ किस बिजनेस में या किस जॉब में इन्वॉल्व थे. All that is going to work for you, and you can apply for these programs. 50% scores is what we are looking at. IELTS is not mandatory. If you have IELTS, we look at a 6.5 and above. Next intake September, November. Fee is 15,000 euros. Okay. Now I am going to answer your question.
Depending upon the current scenario, how pandemic has impacted every single country in the world, every single individual in the world. So how is Germany dealing with the pandemic right now? What are the steps followed out by the German government, specifically keeping in mind the international students?
Yeah, so I think you want to look at it separately by state, right? So for us, for the purposes of Arden University is only in Berlin. So only look at Berlin, because if you look at the western part of Germany or the southern part of Germany, some parts are under lockdown. That's the reality of it. But in Berlin, which is northeastern part, there's no lockdown. Things are back to normal. In terms of international students, a lot of international students are able to travel to Germany. So just let you know, we are expecting from India alone, we're expecting about 150 to 200 students to come in September. A lot of them are sending us their flight tickets over the next, they've already sent us, or they're sending us over the next week or two. And once a student comes to Germany, they will probably be tested at the border itself. It's a free test, so it's completely state sponsored because the government's or basically the European welfare notion states that healthcare should be for free. So Germany follows that. So testing's for free. And if it's a serious case where they have COVID, which could happen, then they'll put them under quarantine. And, again, the healthcare, if a student comes under health insurance, which they have to, as per the visa requirements, then it'll be completely fine. And obviously, if not, then they just come, accommodations. I just moved to a new apartment, so people are all moving around as well. That's not a major concern. And I think overall for international students, a lot of them are still able to get part-time jobs. So for those who are looking for internships, right now there's a lot of internships available it may not be available in your usual places like sales, marketing, maybe not in sales, maybe not face-to-face customer service, but there's a lot of roles available in coding, backend, digital marketing. So a lot of very IT-centric jobs are there, as well as we're looking at the other side of the coin, which is the part-time jobs available for international students. Supermarkets are not hiring so much right now, but if you look at the food delivery services, so I think in India, I'm not sure what you guys have, but either Just Eat or I'm not sure. But here we have Lieferando, which is the biggest one. And I know for a fact that they are bringing on board as much as they can, because as you can imagine, when restaurants were closed, the one place people could order was online. So their business has boomed. And thanks to that, a lot of our students have been granted the license to, take a bicycle and deliver food and all that. And also they're hiring in other sectors. Amazon is hiring quite a bit as well. So I would say for international students, comparatively to other countries, which, went into a full lockdown or everything completely shut, Germany didn't. Berlin itself never really went into a full lockdown. Our offices were closed, but now it opened 3 weeks ago. And, we are just putting some small things in place just to make sure that when students do come at the end of this month, beginning of next month, we can accommodate all of them or most of them, depending on the situation.
Right. That's really great to hear from you, Rishi, that, how things are right now. And absolutely, we also hear, great things that how Germany has been able to tackle the challenge, and how Germany has been one of the very few countries who has been, successfully able to, beat this virus, and hopefully it will beat it completely in coming months. So my next question is, actually, I would ask both of you to help me out with this. So first, I would ask Gitanjali that, Gitanjali, being in India right now, you being based out in India, you know the situation, how the virus is impacting us. We do have cases which are big in numbers. Mortality rate is comparatively better. But when a student is planning an international travel to Germany, there are few restrictions, obviously from both the sides, right? So how, keeping in mind, all these scenarios, how the university is planning the upcoming intakes for the students from India?
See, for students who have a valid passport and a valid visa to travel, they can travel. A lot of students have already reached the campus. None of them have faced a major problem or an issue, and I don't think so. There is even a single student who was sent back. So students just have to make sure that they have all their documents in place. They have renewed their bank accounts. They have a valid enrollment letter, and they have the physical presence letter. And all these documents are supported by us. So we send them all the documents that are required. Whatever documents the embassy has asked for, we have given it to the students. And if a student has everything in place with a health insurance, traveling to Germany even now is not a problem. Students have reached. A lot of more students are coming in the next few days. So it's not a problem. All I expect out of students is follow whatever norms are being told. So if there are certain things that you have to follow as a person in India to be at the airport, and how to behave at the airport, and how to keep your hands and face covered, and this and that. So follow all of that, and there would be no problem at all.
Great. That's really great to hear. And I hope, our viewers who are listening to us, and, obviously I am aware of this aspect, but for the students who are listening to us, there has been no challenge. I am also aware that the students have been traveling, and none of them has faced any issue in terms of, being stopped if they follow the norms and carry all the required.
And also, I think, just one more point to add on is just further to what Gitanjali has mentioned. I work directly, we all work directly with Arden University, but I myself work directly with some of the senior members. So all schools have to give a phone number to the border police, so that if anything happens, the border police can call the school to check about a student. And I can say that for us, for Arden University specifically, we have not received a single phone call from the authorities until today. And I believe we have had more than 50 students who have traveled right now. And in the next few days, we're going to expect a lot more to come. So, again, as Geeta has mentioned, the rules are clear. It's all in writing. Just follow them, respect them. And I think really just follow the rules and things will be fine.
Absolutely, Rishi. Well said by you that you need to follow the rules. But, from the standpoint of holding a visa and traveling, absolutely fair enough that a student can go and travel. But during the lockdown, the challenge of not having the results out and then not being able to give IELTS exams, or though there were a lot of other options provided by different universities and colleges and also from Arden. But there is a scenario where there are some students who probably don't have their academics with them right now, or probably have not given the language requirement test right now, or they are having those financial constraints, due to which either they have applied a little late or would be applying a little late, right? So there comes a prospect of either a deferral or going for online classes. So if you can tell the viewers about these two aspects also, that would be great. I think if Gitanjali, you can start off with it.
See, when it comes to not having your academic documents with you, we are accepting students who submit online results, in terms of you take a screenshot of whatever university or school or a board that you've given exams for, take that screenshot and share it with us. We will validate it. We are accepting it. If you do not have IELTS, we have waived it off. It's not mandatory that you should have an IELTS score in place. You can apply with an MOI letter, a medium of instruction letter. If you have it, perfect. If you don't have it, you can still apply, get a conditional letter or get a conditional offer, and try and get the letter from your college or from your school. If you cannot physically go to the school or college, if your schools and colleges are still closed or they are not functioning as of now, your school, college can send it via email. Your principal, the coordinator, or any of the admission officer from the school can email it to us, and we will accept it even via email. So you don't have to actually get the hard copy of the letter. So if you don't have your final mark sheet, you don't have your final scorecard, you don't have your transcript, and if you have it online, and I know this as a person who's already in India, and I've been processing applications in the last 3 months. I've processed around 400 applications, and almost all these students had their results online, or the school or college was ready to send it via email. Because see, we understand we cannot go to the school, but all schools have moved their functions online. So online getting things is easier now. It's acceptable, and we are also accepting it. If you do not want to do any of that and you do not have MOI, you can do a password test online. So send in a request. It's a 3-hour kind of a test, which is testing your English. Do that test, and we will accept the scores that you get on that test if you don't have an MOI in place.
That's really great. But Rishi, if you can add a bit on this, how does Arden University look at this aspect of online classes? If you are a student and you are in India, would you think for of going for online classes if these certain challenges are there for a student?
It's a great question. So I obviously, look, the pandemic is still there. I think we all know it's not going to end for a while now. So Arden University itself actually started off specializing in online programs. So when Arden University started, whenever they started, they actually specialized in online programs first, and then they developed study centers in the UK, and then campuses in Coventry and now in Berlin. So from an academic perspective, I would really say, the online classes are just as good as the face-to-face classes, because Arden's already specialized in this. It's not something that's new to them. Most universities globally, it's the first time they're taking classes online. But for Arden University, they have already done this for years now. So they're specialized in it. The technology is there. We are going to roll out a lot of training sessions for future students, for our agent partners, for yourself, obviously, as well, to show how the online platform actually works. It's a very, very interactive, innovative technology. It's called iLearn, and it works extremely well. So I believe as long as obviously the internet connections and all this is there, it will work well. On the other matter, so from an academic perspective, I think it'll be the same, because the professors are the same. Teaching will be recorded live and will be streamed across the platform. Now, the next thing is to look at it from a more, I would say, from a different perspective, which is the non-academic perspective, because a lot of students that they really want to come and experience the German way of life, the German benefits, along with having a British education. Obviously, starting online would mean that yes, you'll get a UK education, but you may not get the German benefits, obviously. Now, my recommendation is this. So in Germany, I'm sure everyone knows that if you do come to Germany, you can work part-time, and after you finish your studies, undergrad or postgrad, you can get an 18-month post-study work visa. Now, we have done a lot of research into this, and basically the way it works is, if a student spends the last 6 to 8 months in Germany, in Berlin, they will still be eligible for the same rights. So essentially what it is you can spend the first 1 to 2 modules at home, and we're going to cap it at 2 modules. So because I don't want a student to do too many modules online. Usually if you look at statistically, the longer an online module, the longer an online program is, the higher your chances of dropout. It's just a statistical analysis. So we're going to cap it at 2 modules. So everyone does 2 modules only, and they will come to campus afterwards, after the visas and sorting out all the documents. After which, when they come to campus, they will have the same benefits as all the other international students have. They can work part-time. We will also change their payment plan accordingly, because I don't believe that we should have students pay so much upfront if they're starting online, just to be fair to students as well, so that changes are coming through as well. But also, once they come to campus, they can start to study face-to-face and have a part-time job, graduate, and do a full-time job. And I've done a lot of work on this. Economically, financially, it's actually cheaper to be back home and study for the first module online and then come to campus than coming to campus from day one. Simply because in Germany, even if you have a part-time job, it will pay you some money, of course, but if you're at home, your living cost is more or less free. It's much lesser, because you convert to rupees to euros. So my recommendation really is for those who have the visa, of course, travel to Germany whenever the flight bookings are available. If flights are not available, or if there's some delays with their visa, which is perfectly understandable, because we anticipate a lot of our applicants will have that delay. Again, Germany is the most popular non-English speaking destination in the world, so it will probably happen. Just get started online. Get comfortable with it. Do 1 module, 2 modules. We're going to put a lot of schemes in place to help students. We're going to allow them to experience the online modules for 3 to 4 weeks. If they don't like it anywhere in between, they can inform us. We can defer them. If there are some delays, we can even grant them a leave of absence for a while, so they can sort their visas and other documents out. There's also going to be a full training provider to all our partners and students before the module itself. So if you have your visa, come to class, come to Germany. If you don't have a visa, get started online. Don't delay your education. One of the best things I did was, once I finished my bachelor's, the next day I got started with my master's. It really allowed me to just finish the whole thing at one go. So for students, I recommend the same as well. Just get started. Don't waste time.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very well said and well explained, Rishi. So my next question adds a bit to that, though you have touched those aspects in detail. But just to get a little bit more clarity, from the standpoint of an Indian student, Gitanjali, could you help our viewers to understand what kind of support a student can get for online classes from the university?
The biggest support is that you don't have to pay a lot of fee. You don't have to pay your entire fee, or you don't have to pay the entire module fee, which you would actually pay when you are on campus. You're doing it face to face. So there will be a reduction in, one, the investment that you're making towards your education. Second, student would have the flexibility that, okay, I can experience it here when I'm here. So if in case a student wants to change the specialization or change the program or do something or the other, they still have time. They're not in a different country where making those decisions is going to be difficult. So you have that option. One, try it out, try the program, experience it here, and also understand what kind of commitment would be required out of you. Because a lot of students go to Germany, or when they go to any country, they think that, oh, I'll be able to manage my studies and earn money, and I'll have a perfect life and things will be sorted. But when you're here in India, you are in your house where you don't have to worry about paying a lot of bills. If you're able to manage your studies, as well as if you're working or you're not working, you're like dedicating your time to something else, you'll, as a student, understand that will you be able to juggle the 2 things or not, because there's no travel time, there's no job specific hours and stuff. So as a student, you would understand what things you need to work on, and if you are able to manage and cope with the syllabus, cope with the timing, cope up with the expectations of the program. So it's a good way to kind of assess yourself also. Plus, it's not as expensive as being on campus. You're saving on your rent, you're saving on travel time, you're saving on the first module full fee.
Right, absolutely. So you spoke about the fee aspect, and it's funny that my next question is related to fee.
Okay.
Because see, I hope you guys understand that one of the biggest element when the student thinks about education in Germany, or I should say Europe, the difference in euro and rupee value is a big worry for a student, right? Because that automatically adds a great stress on the heads of parents, that they have to gather a huge amount of sum to ensure the child has a quality education in Germany. So that's okay, a student is able to pay the fee, but because of this pandemic, the stress financially is much more higher, right?
True.
So the factor of, I'm pretty confident that, the refusal chances are very rare. We have not seen a refusal so far in our experience for Germany and Arden, but God forbids, keeping the pandemic in mind, if a student goes through a refund situation, though you have specified that the student won't be paying the full fee, but keeping in mind the amount paid by the student and the student gets a refusal. So what is the refund policy right now at Arden University? And also, is there any specific policy change apart from refund as well?
Rishi, would you like to answer this?
Yes, I think I'm in a better position to answer this.
Yeah.
So, over the next week, it's good that you asked this, Aman, because I think next week there will be a new refund policy coming out on both levels. So the standard refund policy will change as well, and also there's a special COVID-19 I would say special refund policy for students who are enrolling this year. So I fully agree. Obviously, the financial stress among parents and students, it's very high. Joblessness has not been this high since the World War, so we do understand that fully. And for us, it's always about students first before anything. So just to give you an idea of what we're doing, again, we haven't declared this fully yet, but basically this will happen, is that a student will be eligible for a full refund. We'll take a small admin fee of maybe 150 to 200 euros, as it is with every other university, just as a processing cost for any student that requests for a refund. Before they enroll, they'll get obviously a full refund. If they enroll, once they enroll and maybe they don't like the program, or they for some reason, in some villages, for example, the internet connections are terrible. We understand that. So we're going to give a period of 4 weeks from the last day of teaching. So what happens is, for example, from the last day of teaching, 4 weeks, and during those 4 weeks, the student indicates that, hey, my internet is terrible. They can either defer to the next intake, which will be November or February. Again, Arden, the good thing is you have 5 intakes a year. So deferring is just, a simple deferral. So they can just defer to the next intake. Or if they want to go for a refund because, say, Rishi, my fee situation is really difficult, we will give them a full refund. The only caveat is they have to request it within the first 4 weeks. Because if not, then it's a case where, then we have provided a lot of the service and they haven't been paying. Because we're also delaying the payment plan, you see. We're not just delaying, we're also going to change the payment plan to make sure that students only pay the first installment probably about 4 to 6 weeks after starting the online classes.
Okay.
So,
all right. That's
a lot of developments on that side. Again, now it's with legal compliance, but we have already written it up. The basics are there. It's just waiting for last 2 to 3 approvals, but it should be out by next week. That's our confidence. We are confident in that.
Perfect. We'll be waiting for that. So now the aspect of refund is pretty clear, and I hope the viewers who are listening to us have understood this element as well. Now, talking about the new students who are probably looking at November intake, right? We have been updated that there is a possibility that, by 14th or 15th of August, or I should say after that, new appointments will be coming out from the embassy. So would you like to shed some light on that?
Look, to be honest, that's the news that we have as well. Obviously, Geeta's in a much better position to advise as the person who heads up our entire South Asia market for Arden recruitment. But to my knowledge, again, I see this globally, all over the world. So usually there are certain trends in German embassies globally that you see. So to be honest, what we have seen in other markets is the same as what they have been doing in India, which is they open the embassies and the VFS centers first to process all the existing applications, because as you can imagine, there's a massive backlog. Once that is done, they open it to new students. So they will open it to new students. The only question that we have, and I cannot answer this, maybe Geeta knows a bit more than I do, is are they going to use the same system as before, which has proven to be a bit difficult, or are they going to work on a new system? Something where a student would need to maybe submit the documents first before applying. So that's a concept that they're using now in a couple of countries, including Pakistan and I believe Turkey. I might be wrong about this. So for us, it's a waiting game as well. Again, the German embassies are known for being notoriously unresponsive and quiet, even to the universities itself. So it's not if a student says, well, they're not responding to us, well, it's the same for us as well. They don't respond anything to us. So Geeta might be able to shed a bit more light. But from my perspective, it should start again from the 13th or the 14th of August. Question is just what system do they use? So that's my personal feedback.
Right. Thank you so much, Rishi. So Geeta, what are your views on this?
It's exactly the same, because this is what even I've been informed, that on 13th, they would come out with the new system of getting an appointment, or the new rules and regulations about how to submit a file. I hope they make it easier in terms of that you either submit your documents online and they check your documents and then they ask you to come physically to give your fingerprints and stuff like that, or they look at your documents and then give you a date and time to come and submit the physical documents, and they take the files and then they process it to take a decision. So even I'm waiting for next week. So on 13th or 16th, we would see a new notification, we would see the new rules, or if it is going to be the way it was earlier, then also we would get to know of it maybe in the next week or so. So fingers crossed. I'm hoping for a new, easier, and a more smoother process. Let's see what they do. Yeah.
Yeah, we are hoping the same, and hopefully, by the stated date, we get the news and we can process the new applications as well. But I would really like to share with I'm definitely aware that you guys know this, but the viewers who are watching, that the existing students who had already applied but waiting for the visas, we have started getting results for those students. Lot of students have got their visas across the country. So if you have already applied, you have been waiting for quite some time for your result or your stamp passport, don't worry, the results are coming out this week, next week, soon you're going to hear about it, right?
And
But
keep checking your emails and the spam box.
yes.
A lot of times these emails are going to spam, so check that and make sure you action whatever is written in the email, whatever information or whatever is being asked by the embassy. You reply to it and get your visa extensions done if your visa is expired, or get your visa stamped if your passport was returned. So make sure that you are keeping an eye on your mailbox.
So guys, thank you so much. You guys have, touched all the aspects, and specifically the burning topic these days, how the international education, how Germany and Arden University is supporting the Indian students during the time of this pandemic. I believe we have touched most of those aspects, and I'm hopeful that the viewers are able to, get their answers. But before we call it a day, I would really request, as an experienced individual, what advice, what parting words would you like to give to the students who are very keen for their education in Germany? What I'll start with you, Geeta. Any parting advice for the students?
My advice would be that please get in touch with your schools, with your colleges. Make sure you get all your academic documents. Ask for whatever support and help you require from us and also from the previous institution that you were a part of. And make sure that you use the services available at Pyramid Service. We have some amazing counselors at the Pyramid offices. They are available, yes, over the phone, over the email, and you can always kind of ask your questions, get your queries answered, and make sure that you have all your documents in place when you start applying. And at any point in time, if you have questions, if you have queries, or if something new comes up, make sure you inform, you talk. The only
Yeah.
thing that we want out of you is talk about it, ask about it. Please do not assume things. I know a lot of things are going around in the market. People talk about certain things, but till the time you do not ask it to the right person, please don't assume. Do not accept all the information that is being shared on media or WhatsApp or other places. Ask the right person. So ask the university officials and ask the counselors and believe that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Geeta. Very well
Thank you,
said.
Mohammed.
Rishi, what would you share with the students and the
Yeah,
parents?
yeah. I mean, I think to the students and parents, I think just to again, I'm quite lucky in a position where I oversee a lot of things at a global level, for Arden and for a few other schools in Germany as well. And I can confidently say that Pyramid has been one of our very reliable partners for the last 3 years. I would say 3 years was when I came on board as well. So they've really been a reliable partner, bringing on board amazing students, and students are also very well informed. We don't have students coming in and making false assumptions or complaining that they were told something that was not true. So really, as Geeta said, like, look, the media says a lot of things which are maybe true, maybe not true, depending on how you interpret it. But the Pyramid team, and I've visited Aman and his team personally in India as well. And they are very, very well aware of Germany. We have done a lot of sessions with them. The students that come through are very, very well informed. So my recommendation is really, if you're looking to go to Germany, definitely Pyramid is one of the consultancies to look at. The other and more important things also, I would encourage all our students is, if you've completed your studies recently, don't wait too long just because of the pandemic. Pandemic, we don't use it as an excuse to delay your education. If you can't get started in campus, or if you're not able to get a visa due to reasons outside your control, we completely understand. But let's try to get started online. Try to get comfortable with it. If it doesn't work for you, let us know what the problems are, or even let Aman know what the problems are, so we can help you. Again, we're all new to this, but we'll make it work. So, I think my last words is really, Pyramid, you guys have always been fantastic to us. We appreciate the work we have done over the last 2 to 3 years. Amazing students, amazing, very well informed students as well. And also to the students and parents, I think it's time, let's not delay your education any further. It's very important that you finish your education and get started in the job market quickly. So once you study, once you graduate, COVID will be gone by then. I'm pretty sure of it. So get started. That's the last thing I want to say. Is just get started, whether it's online or in campus, wherever, or in Germany or in India, wherever. Just get started.
Very well said, Rishi. Before we part ways for today, I would personally like to thank you both for the time given today and for the amazing inputs about the university and how things are in Germany right now. And to all the viewers who are watching us, if you want to know more about Arden University, if you want to study at Arden University, you can visit Pyramid E-Services office nearby your city. And also, if you are planning to visit, you can call on the number that is shared below. We are keeping in mind all the norms that are set by the central and state government about the social distancing, keeping and making sure that sanitizers are available at our offices and all the offices are kept clean. Social distancing is properly followed. Appointment-based system is taken care of so that there is no extra rush in the office, no overcrowded places in the office. So you're most welcome to speak to us on phone, or you can visit our offices and know more about Arden University and live your dream of studying in Germany. And once again, Rishi, Gitanjali, thank you so much for the amazing session. I learned a few things today, and I hope you also had a productive time. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the amazing session.
Thank you, Aman.
Aman,
Thank you for
take
your
care.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pyramid, Visa for a better life.